And we're live at 4:30, just like I promised. It's weird. I thought like it would automatically, because it says like schedule a time that you're going live, and I wasn't sure if it's automatic or not. Because last time I fucked it up completely, swearing right off the bat. Anyway, welcome to the Writer's Life, the place where you get the sights, sounds, smells, tastes of my particular writer's life, where you get the truth about the writer's life. If you're out there, subscribe, smash up the like, punch the like button, and tap the bell for notifications so that you don't miss out on an exciting fucking video. All right, so this is the Ask Me Anything, the Friday, December 9th, Ask Me Anything. I'll wait for a few people to chime in, see if anybody chimes in. Maybe everybody's out Christmas shopping. In the meantime, some interesting news I read today. All right, people are starting to come in. Cool. Oh, hey, buddy. Great. You finished the Shadow Rider writes, I managed to finish a Vela episode and be here. See, that's the kind of attitude you got to have. Love it. I read an interesting article today about traditional publishing and bestseller lists, how bestseller lists are not really what they used to be. It used to be like 20 years ago, like Delacour or Dell, whatever, would, if they gave somebody like a $250,000 advance, which happened to me once, they would buy space in a bookstore to prominently display your book, and they would pay off the New York Times basically to get you on the list. But since at that time you could only get published through a traditional publisher, big, medium, or small, and it was like a big castle and a moat around it or whatever. But now there's independent publishing too, and so like the moat, there's no more moat, and the castle walls have been, they've been compromised. So the bestseller list thing really doesn't even matter much anymore. You get bragging rights, like I have bragging rights to New York Times and USA Today, but does it really do much? Not really. I always hit the Amazon bestsellers, but you could sell, like like the hot new release things and stuff. But you could sell like 5 books and like be like in the top 10, on the hot new releases list. But it's important. I always advertise it over social media just because I want people to know the book is out there and that it's, and it looks better in that, like that it's a hot new release than it does if it's just, kind of crap in the bed right off the bat, that sort of thing. But I guess, like that whole court thing that happened in New York City with the merger brought out a lot of bad news about traditional publishing. Let me tell you, I can't see why people aren't actually swarming to the indie stuff where lots of money is being made. I'm still a hybrid guy, and I'll probably always will be, because I also want to get like Hollywood attention and stuff like that. I always get Hollywood attention. I just haven't scored anything yet. I don't know what that's all about, but it happens. Somebody else chime in. Let's see. I can't. This thing it's so small. I don't know. Have you seen all the hype about Chat GPT-3? Oh, was that the and any thoughts of replacing writers? Nah, not in our lifetime. I think a lot of that's nonsense. I mean, there's a lot of neat tools out there now. I mean, let's face it, Grammarly's really cool, and and there's things that are like, oh, just give us an idea and we'll finish the sentence for you type thing. But no one's ever going to replace, like the actual creative process that we as fiction writers come up with, and they do have now for the audio, they have like the fake voices, I guess. but they're having a lot of trouble with it from a fiction point of view because um, it the artificial intelligence is still kind of stupid. It doesn't know how to do inflections and things like that in the dialogue. So, like, take a Hemingway story, for instance. That's just all dialogue. He used to do that. It was actually kind of a pain in the ass. I wish he wouldn't have done it like that because it's like sometimes you get lost. Like, who's speaking right now? Um, and so, but it works, I guess, well with nonfiction. I don't know. So they tell me. I don't know. I don't believe a lot of this. It's kind of, let's put it this way. I'm a drummer, right? And I remember in the 70s, um, electronic drums came out, right? Electronic drum machines, and it just completely replaced. Everybody was like, "Oh, that's it. No more drummers. You don't need them. You just don't need them." And in fact, so many electronic gadgets and instruments were coming out that it really looked like, you know, musicians altogether wouldn't really be needed. Um, and like so many of those machines, drum machines and whatever are just collecting dust now. Like it's just you can't replace the human element. Is what I'm thinking. Does that answer your question? I'm trying to get your name. I don't know. I'll just call you 69. Where are you from? See if I can get where you're from. Anyway, they've cracked the beer. It's Friday. See if more people show up. What's your Vela story about Shadow Rider? Shadow Time Rider? Let's see. Do you think Vela will return to normal this month? Oh, fuck, I hope so. I told you, I like contacted them and I contacted, um, you have 5 stories on Vela, all under pen name. Oh, okay, cool. Um, I contacted like a couple of my people from Thomas and Mercer and just like, do you know anything that's going on over there? Why, Vela sort of did what it did in November. First of all, there was that promo, that week long promo, which turns into really like kind of a 10-day promo when you think about it. That just like erased like a ton of profits. Um, what am I looking at here? So like that's not going to happen again. So I think there will be a somewhat return to normal. I'm supposed to look at something. Let's see. Yeah, it was crazy shit. But don't give up. Don't give up. But anyway, after I talked to a person or two yesterday, I found out that my Writer's Life nonfiction serial that I have going on Vela is being featured for 2 weeks. So I think they kind of threw me a bone a little bit. I only got like 36 fiction stories up there, but they did that one. So I don't know. It's fine with me. Let's see. Shadow Rider writes, I was doing really good too and had ramped up everything in that month. What a shit show. I'm not going to give up. Yeah, definitely don't. In fact, since I was in Europe for 6 weeks, like Vela didn't even really apply to me because you can't, it just, it doesn't work in Europe. So like, I wrote my stories and I was able to submit them. Thankfully, for a while, I was worried while I was over there, I wouldn't even be able to submit episodes to Vela while I was in Europe, but luckily I was. But I don't expect my take for this month to be that great either. I'm not looking for another four-figure um, month until February because this month is going to be a good month. I would think it'll be a good month. I should think so. I mean, because sometimes you think like, wow, I really killed it this month. I'm going to make a ton of money, and then it like comes over and it's like a snooze. But then sometimes like you don't do a hell of a lot other than like submit some stories and on a regular basis, and you don't even promote that much, whatever. And it's like, oh my god, they just gave me $1,800. So you really can't tell. And also, I think a certain amount of writers actually dropped out. So so it could be, while I think they're gaining readers, so it could be like, shadow writer guy. It could be that like we'll end up sharing a bigger pool of money, less writers sharing a bigger pool of money. So who knows? Could work to our advantage. And I still say that Vela favors the prolific and the pulp speed writer. If you're slow and you can't write 5 stories under 5 pen names and keep them going, then then it's just sort of like another like little small income stream for you. You know what I'm saying? We got another guy, Ambrose Ibsen. Loving the content, man. Thank you. I've been enjoying your series on Vela. Thanks. And watching the videos daily. Great. I appreciate it. It's been way motivational as I endeavor to start firing up at pulp speed again. Awesome, Ambrose. Ambrose, where are you from? Cheers, everybody. Got the nice Christmas scene going on the Budweiser can. Ohio, the great state of Ohio. All right. Shadow Rider, where are you from? I've asked you this before. North Carolina? All right. Asheville by any chance? The little blueberry and its Michigan transplant. Gotcha. I hear North Carolina is beautiful. And I've driven through Ohio. I loved it. Ohio's like where the West really starts. I go all over the world, but I have hardly seen the United States. But I have driven through Ohio and like Nebraska and all the way to Aspen to ski. But I need to do like really explore the United States one of these days. But no, Vela will come back to. I think it'll be back to normal this month. I think they got so many complaints, that they were just like, we're not doing that again. Or I was really surprised when they didn't pay us for those freebies. I thought for sure we'd get paid for that stuff. But some people who were making hundreds of dollars only made like $10. I was making thousands of dollars and I made like $250. And there are people who are making like $10,000 who probably did like, a couple $1,000. So who knows? All right. So Ambrose says he's just jumped back into Vela over the past few days. Good. I'm glad. I haven't stopped. I've kept it going. Yeah, Shadow Rider, you are. Well, you're gaining on me. It takes a lot of effort, but it's fun. I try to do at least 2 new episodes a day in 2 different stories, and then every other day I'll add to the writer's life. So sometimes it's 3 fingers. I think participation is a big part of it. And I really wish they'd open up to Europe. I mean, even Canada would be good, for God's sakes. Canada, Mexico, or something. But it's just taking a long time. Shadow Rider. Hell, I wasn't gaining, but had a shot off at the start gun. Yeah, you will. You'll get there. Like I said, you just don't know. There's no real way to know what you're gonna make, and I just wish there was. I wish you could go to the reports every day and it would tell you like where you're at, in terms of the bonus. I don't know if that's ever happen. And for all we know, this time next year, Vela will be gone, but I seriously doubt it. I think they haven't even begun to go after their main market, which is the Asian market. That's what they want. They want to crush the Asian market, and they want to go after like the younger people, like the 18 to 34 demographic. Ambrose. I like to see Vela compete against the Chinese sites. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, because they're kicking ass. But I think Vela pays better than any other site that I know of. Amazon is probably one of the only companies with the muscle to do it. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Google could do it, but imagine how many books you could sell over Google if they got their act together with books. To me, it's like the most difficult platform to like place your indie books on. It's like you have to go through hoops. But Google doesn't seem interested in it. I think they could. I think they could potentially overtake it. Substack is going to get into publishing books. They're going to become a publisher. Mark my word, Twitter will start publishing books. It'll become an outlet for that. I think Elon Musk has a lot of plans for Twitter. It's going to become something far bigger than it is now. I think there's going to be like Twitter movies, Twitter books, Twitter, all sorts of stuff. I think he's going to be, if there's anyone or anything or any being or any company that's going to have that can go after an Amazon, it would be Elon Musk. I don't know. Does anybody agree with that? I think he could. Look what he's doing right now to politics in the United States. He's exposing it for what it is, and people are running scared. So this guy is he's something, and I think he could do it. Yeah, I think you're right. Thanks, Shadow Rider. I think so. If Elon Musk set his sights to publishing books, he could definitely go after the Amazon platform. No question about it. No question about it. And let's see, like a year from now, if that happens. Like we'll reconvene a year from now when hopefully I have like 10,000 subscribers and like 100 Velas. And Shadow Rider, you will too. And let's see, like if like somebody like Elon is actually going after Amazon, after going after their market. But I don't know what's slowing that. I hope so too, because it'd be nice to have that competition. Be good for us writers. I don't know what is taking Amazon so long though. Why they're, the beta phase should be over as far as I'm concerned. The platform's over a year old, right? Year and a half. It's a year and a half now. That's like a baby. A baby would be walking and running around by now. Be a toddler. So I don't know what's taking them so long, but I just want that revenue coming in. I want that Asian revenue coming in. One thing I definitely have to do, I have to go back to some of the first stories that I posted. episodes and run them through Grammarly and stuff like that because there's typos in them. You know, I kind of just started off the cuff. I'd write something, go over it, and throw it up there and tell people while you're reading an uncut, unedited version. So I was honest about it, at least. But I think I'm going to go back and try to clean up the old stuff. Anything I publish now gets somewhat edited anyway, at least goes through Grammarly. So, and it makes a much better product. And I've started placing some of those stories now into ebooks. Over the past month, I put up 4 new 100-page short thrillers, and I did those under my Bear Media label. So the only thing I had to pay for were covers, professional covers. So it cost me like $40 each. So that's pretty good. So I'm in nothing but the black when it comes to royalties for my Velo stories. What else we got? Ambrose. Something else. I heard a rumor back when it was about to launch that Vela had been a pet project, the KDP staff, who left with Jeff Bezos. Don't know if it's still a big priority for KDP. Well, they got into it, so who knows? Could be wrong, of course. Amazon doesn't like to be transparent, so it's all speculation. Yeah, I don't know. I was with Thomas and Mercer for like 10 years. I did 10 books with them, and I did 4 deals, and then I did another deal with like their fan fiction thing. I wrote an X-Files thing. And I think I would have heard like if this Vela thing, and I never did. So, but who knows? There's probably something that they'd been. I think I think the business people, what they saw was they're like, wow, look how Wattpad's kicking it over there, and those other sites, those Chinese sites and Korean sites, and they're putting out the bite-sized serialized fiction, and they're kicking ass. And I think they just saw a potential market, and I think that's what it's all about. And they're just looking right now. What they're trying to do is they're all in a room, and they're just like, how can we immediately bypass those people? How can we immediately kick their ass? That's what they're doing, and thus justify their jobs. But I hope Elon comes into the mix. All right, we got 7 minutes to go, so we have a nice, healthy room. But we wonder if anybody else going to chime in. Let's see. Let me hit that thumbs up while I'm thinking of it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, everybody, hit the thumbs up, will you? Don't hit it, punch it. Everybody ready for Christmas? I just give away money. That's all I do. I just give out money. My kids are older now. Punched. All right. Way to go. All right. I could see it. I could feel it. My grandmother could feel it, and she's dead. I'm not ready for Christmas at all, Shadow Rider writes. We're never ready for Christmas. What are you going to do Christmas Day? I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna be writing, or I might go skiing. If there's snow, there's no snow. But if there's snow, I will go skiing for at least half a day. And I'll still write. All right, 5 minutes. Mostly likely writing. Way to go, Shadow Rider. Everybody must be busy. Cheers, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Could you feel any change in Italy while you were there? It was thriving. Don't listen to what the mainstream media tells you. It was thriving. There was plenty of gas, plenty of heat, tons of tourists, way more tourists than I've seen in a long time because the dollar is on parity with the euro over there. So, like, whatever Europe has been losing during the current unpleasantness over in Ukraine, they're gaining up for right now in tourism. It's just they're just killing it. Every flight is packed. Hotels are charging like whatever they want. Um, I got lucky with my Airbnbs. I had a beautiful Airbnb for the last month, for the month of November. It was absolutely gorgeous on the outskirts of Florence, right near the countryside. It was just, I was like, wow, I could just stay here forever. Um, so far anyway, and it got chilly. It was like damp and chilly, and you needed the heat and stuff like that. So, um, I don't know if they're still getting the gas from Russia or whatever, but I don't know if Russia can turn off the gas. I got to finance the war for a few more months until it's over. I have a feeling it will. This winter is going to be harder on the war than it will be for Western Europe. So, harder on the war effort, I should say. And so I have a feeling it's going to come to an end relatively soon. Why they're not why our government isn't, pushing for peace talks, I have no idea. But I'm lying. I think it's because I think it's because I think Joe. I think they got a little something on Joe, and I think that's why they're just getting money whenever they want it, and they're not even pushing for peace talks. But anyway, who am I to say? Who knows? Did you see where you want to move to New York, north or south? Oh, did you decide where you want to move to in New York, north or south? I'd rather go north. I'd rather go north near the ski resorts if I can. It's tough to. Yeah, you're right. Joe's bread is buttered by following orders, no question about it. Everybody seems to recognize it. Kristen Sinema quit the Republican Party or the Democrat Party today, and I'm sure. I'm sure Chucky, Crocodile Tears Chucky is just like pissed off, and I bet you 2-1 Joe Manchin follows. Rats from a sinking ship. That's what it looks like to me. All right, we're about to hit the 5 o'clock hour. Thanks everybody for showing up. Some great questions. We even got into some politics a little bit, which is fun. Shadow Rider, let's see what happens this week. I bet you as more and more of these Twitter drops happen, more and more people are gonna jump because let's face it, the Maricopa County election, just the recent one, illegal as hell. No question about it. No question. Anyway. All right. Take care, everybody. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever. You Happy Festivus for the rest of us, the whole bit. And we'll have another AMA next month when things calm down. We can get more people around. All right, you guys, keep writing, and don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions about anything else. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao, ciao. Ciao, 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 ciao.